The Azores Islands, due to their excellent location in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, being situated almost in the middle of the route between Europe and America, become a strategic site in transoceanic voyages. Officially, they were discovered by the Portuguese in 1427, and they did not find any sign that they had been inhabited before their arrival. However, there are many evidences of one or several settlements prior to the arrival of the Portuguese that have never been recognized by the official historians, who are quite close to this possibility. We already mentioned that, in our trip to this territory, we could verify that the different megalithic elements, mostly concentrated in Terceira Island, are directly connected with other megalithic settlements in Europe. But, according to the official history, these people, classified in the Neolithic period, could never have reached so far as to reach the Azores, located 1,400 kilometers from the Portuguese coasts. Apart from all this, in these islands, also, there are quite strange and enigmatic places, such as the artificial caves, made in a remote past of history by the people who inhabited this territory before the Portuguese. In the north of Terceira Island, there are two enigmatic formations in the rock walls to which no explanation can be found. One of them, the one that shows more details, is circular. The whole room is artificial and was drilled in the volcanic rock. Inside, we can see, on the walls of the cave, that a multitude of cavities have been carved, arranged in rows at different heights. The place has been classified as a Roman columbarium because it resembles the columbaria of Roman origin. However, there is no evidence that the Romans inhabited the islands. Columbaria are architectural structures containing small interior niches that served to house the urns containing the ashes of the cremated deceased. The name columbarium comes from the family tombs of the Romans, and the word columbarium means dovecot, given its similarity to dovecots. And, according to the samples taken from the crematory ovens that have been excavated in the cave in which bone remains have been found, everything indicates that these niches could have been used for the purpose of storing the ashes of the deceased, which would have been placed in silver vessels, a material that has been found in the niches. This cave on the island of Terceira is very similar to the columbarium associated with the Romans, estimated to have been made at least 2,000 years ago. Officially, it is considered a simple dovecot created by the ancient Portuguese. However, there are indications that it was not used for that purpose, since the cavities that have been carved almost at ground level would have been a great danger to pigeons, because rats, dogs, cats brought by sailors or any other predator would have killed the pigeons, their offspring, or their eggs. In addition, something that is striking is a kind of bathtub that is carved into the rock floor that was possibly used for rituals. And even more interesting is the conduit inside, with a great length that goes outside the cave. Everything indicates that it was used to empty the bathtub. But how could they have made this extremely long conduit in the rock? Next to this cave, there is another one that, being privately owned, is completely closed, and its owner uses it as a storage room. Luckily, we had the opportunity to enter. This cave is just as enigmatic as the previous one, since it was also excavated in the rock. However, in this one they did not carve small cavities. What they did was to perforate in different points, forming ducts that lead to the outside of the cave. These ducts could have been made with the intention of ventilating the interior, since they go through several meters of rock until they reach the exterior. It is not known exactly how they could have made these ducts, whose diameter is approximately 6 centimeters. The most interesting thing is that tests have been made with machines that project smoke jet, and has been introduced by some of these ducts, and, to the surprise of all those present, the smoke took much longer than expected to go outside. This is an indication that perhaps there may be some natural or artificial chamber inside that has not yet been discovered. The most inexplicable thing is how they were able to make this type of conduits, and with what tools, since there is no material space to act beyond the reach of the arm. Another enigma that surrounds these two caves is found in the exterior wall, which leads directly to the second cave, as if pointing the way. If we look closely, inside the wall there are a total of 12 vertical pillars placed at the same distance from each other. According to local experts, there is no other wall on the island that has these characteristics, something that we have been able to verify, since the Portuguese did not build walls of this shape. Everything indicates that the Portuguese took advantage of the 12 stone monoliths that were there to build the wall, since they are much older. This raises the possibility that the columbarium and the second cave were related to the monoliths and were ceremonial centers, and like the rest of the megalithic structures on the island could date back several thousand years. There are indications that, possibly, another civilization arrived on the island between the megalithic culture and the first Portuguese, since we could see that originally there were inscriptions around the ceiling. Today, only a few characters are preserved. It seems as if someone had erased them. According to the results of the analysis of the writing, it seems that it is Phoenician, an ancient language very close to ancient Hebrew, and that adds more mystery to the puzzle of the history of the Azores. On the opposite side, in the southernmost part of Terceira Island, is the place called Monte Brazil, a peninsula with a prominent elevation that also has other mysterious caves that are worth mentioning. These caves have also been excavated in the volcanic rock. The rooms are circular with smooth walls like the floor, and unlike the northern caves that were designed for death, it is possible that these were designed for life. In this place, we find a strong relationship with water, because the entire perimeter of the interior of the cave has been made with the intention of channeling this liquid to some circular wells where it is stored. The builders also wanted to follow the movements of the sun from the inside with the projection in the cave, paying special attention to mark the solstices and equinoxes. In addition, this water channel that surrounds the interior of the cave continues outward to end at the end of the ravine, causing the water in the cave to rush into the abyss, merging with the sea. All the theories formulated about this place coincide in that these elements served as part of some purification ritual. But the truth is that the true purpose is completely unknown. The stalactites of the caves that have been formed by the accumulation of salts with the passage of water can show us an approximate date of when these large cavities were created, and gives as a result that they were made at least 2,000 years ago. Of course, the official theories insist in considering that these caves are only places to keep the cattle, and the wells, drinking troughs for the animals, although they would not be very useful for them, since the animals cannot drink water located below their legs, simply they do not reach. There is much controversy as to the different peoples that could have arrived before the Portuguese. Even archaeological evidence of figurines, coins and ceramics have been found to support this. But, as always, for academic reasons that we do not fully understand, these discoveries are not given validity. It is possible that they are not interested in changing certain aspects of history, and it seems that they think it is better for the official history to remain as it is. However, there is much more convincing evidence in the Azores to prove that sailors from different periods in time visited or inhabited the islands, and their works are silent witnesses to this.